Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in again today. I am here with a review of the new Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Foundation, and I've gotten a lot of requests for this review. A lot of you guys know that I'm a big foundation junkie, especially when it comes to longer wearing or full coverage foundation formulas. So I was really excited to give this a try because the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra has recently been reformulated. I've never tried the original, but the way that it was sort of positioned, it sounded a lot like Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is my all-time favorite foundation. So I'm going to start out by reading you a little description of the product. It says, 24-hour wear for a divine lasting perfection. Following 8 years of research, Lancome unveils its first 24-hour wear foundation for lasting perfection. With its new Eternal Soft technology, Teint Idole Ultra 24 Hours defeats all challenges. Complexion stays perfectly flawless and unified, never cakey. Comfortable, blendable, fresh texture, leaving skin smooth, velvety matte with no powdery effect. So basically, it says it's full coverage and with a matte finish. It's supposed to be lightweight and be very long wearing. So I'm just going to hop right into this review. There are a lot of positives of this product, but I also have experienced a lot of negatives in my, testing it out. I have been wearing it for quite a few weeks, and just through trial and error, I will just come right out and say I'm not a huge fan of this. I wouldn't really recommend it personally for me, or I wouldn't probably ever repurchase it, and I wouldn't recommend it over Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have normal to oily skin. For me, this just did not last up. It came nowhere close to lasting 24 hours. And while I did like a lot of things about it, I loved the lightweight formula, I loved the color range, I loved the packaging, really great pump. It is odorless, so it doesn't have any kind of fragrance or chemical smell to it, which I really enjoy because, as you guys know, a lot of those long-wearing foundations have that chemical or painty smell to them. But I will say I just wasn't a big fan of the finish it gave. It didn't look like real skin when you first put it on. It looks very matte to me and almost flat and powdery. I felt the same way about the Chanel Perfection Lumiere, and I do have a review on this, and I will link it below. I don't feel like it's the best finish for me personally, even though I have oily skin. I like my skin to have a nice luminosity and sheen to it so that it actually looks like real skin. Real skin is not flat and matte. Throughout the day, the Lancome 24 Hour definitely did get more dewy and looked a lot more natural. But when you first apply it, it is definitely very matte and almost powdery of a finish. I did, like I said, appreciate how lightweight it was. It was blendable, but I will say I needed to use a lot more of this product than I have to use with similar long-wearing foundations. I felt like I would start with 2 pumps and that would only cover like half my face. Like, the product didn't really go very far, so that was another thing I didn't really like about it. Also, it's $44, which is pretty expensive for just 1 fluid ounce of product. The Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation is only $35, and for me lasts way longer, controls my oil better, and I like the finish of it better. So I don't know. I mean, sorry to just keep bringing up my love for Estee Lauder Double Wear, but I kind of just kept comparing it to that because, they're both formulated to be these very long-wearing foundations, and I appreciate the fact that they tried to make this like lightweight and blendable and have like a pretty matte finish. Like, I think there was good intention behind it, and I do like how lightweight it is, but I would rather sheer out a foundation with like really full coverage and make it look more natural than start out with something with like way less coverage. This claims to be full coverage, and for me it just wasn't. I have a lot of freckles on my cheekbones, and I would just like layer and layer the product over, and it just wouldn't cover. As for the color range, I really liked the color range. I got this in the color 210 buff end, so this is the second intensity level, a neutral undertone. It was a perfect match for me, but I will say it did oxidize a little bit. When I first put it on, it looked a little bit light, but as I wore it for like an hour or so, it really adjusted and luckily matched my skin tone really well. I don't know if all the colors will oxidize that way, so I would definitely recommend getting a sample, swatching it, getting tested in the store. I ordered mine online, but I will say this one definitely got darker throughout the day, and this neutral tone also had a bit of an olive undertone to it, like almost this weird green olive cast. So if you have olive skin tones, this might work out for you. For me, it wasn't like an amazing color match, but it worked out well, and I did appreciate the fact that they added more neutral tones, because a lot of the times Lancome just skips out and only has cool or warm toned foundation. All in all, my thoughts on this are just that, you know, it was a great idea, but it doesn't live up to the 24-hour claim. At best, I would give this 8 to 10 hours of coverage. It doesn't have a very nice finish in my opinion. It's a little too matte, and then as you wear it throughout the day, it gets almost oily and shiny. So while it starts out really matte, it doesn't really stay matte, and it doesn't control oil throughout the day. That's the exact same problem that I had with Perfection Lumiere. I didn't find this very long wearing, and I had the same problem with it started out really matte, and then by the end of the day, it was really oily. So I just don't really feel like this is a winner for me. For $44, I probably won't even keep this foundation. I would much rather reach for a MAC Pro Longwear, an Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, or just the regular Double Wear. And another foundation I picked up recently that I'm wearing today that I really love is the Estee Lauder Invisible Fluid Makeup. This stuff mixed with like 1 drop of a long wearing foundation just stayed on me so well all day today. It looks like real skin. It looks super natural. So I have another review of this coming. I really, really like it so far. I just have been like really surprised by, you know, the products that don't claim to be long wearing that are, and then the ones that claim to be long wearing that aren't. So for me, this just wasn't a winner. I would say if you have like normal to dry skin, I would recommend it, but then again, I wouldn't recommend it, because if you have dry skin, it will start out looking like really matte on you, but then throughout the day it might be okay. So I don't know. I would say this is really for a middle of the road normal skin type. If you don't have issues with dryness and you don't have issues with oil, this might suit you really well. But if you have oil control issues in your T-zone, this will not stand up to it. And if you have dry skin, this might end up looking very dull on your skin. So all in all, I wanted to like this foundation a lot, and I was so excited to try it. And after all of the hype and the 8 years of research that went into it, I really wanted to like it. But all 4 of these foundations for me are just way better. And these 2 I'm lumping into the same category because like they're just very similar. So I'm going to link my review for the Perfection Lumiere below if you would like to check that out. And if you have any questions, just leave me a comment below and I'm happy to get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye.